The French had already decimated almost all the other Spanish herds with their demand for war horses. Andres's friend, a priest, had smuggled the horse out of Spain and sent her to Andres and Holborn for safekeeping against the day the French were thrown off Spanish soil. The sleek, refined horse, with her black legs and silvery grey coat, seemed designed to enhance Andres's handsome elegance. Every time Gillian looked at him, she felt a bit dizzy. His jaw was lean, his thick hair a mass of blue-black curls, but his eyes were his most stunning feature. They were silvery grey that could look straight through to a woman's soul, and there wasn't a woman under Huntley's roof immune to their power. However, what had finally turned Gillian's head was his kindness. Andres Remigio treated everyone with respect, from the scullery maid to Uncle Walter, the oldest relative in the house, who had a terrible time hearing any conversation. Gillian noticed how Andres would patiently repeat himself for the older man, and didn't duck and hide when he saw him coming, as everyone else did, including herself. By the eve of the Epiphany, something magical had happened. Andres had made her believe again in the finer qualities of men. He was chivalrous and yet bold, playful and yet wise, a man worthy of her trust. What woman could not fall in love with him? It would not be prudent, you know, her Aunt Agatha's tart voice said, intruding on Gillian's adoring thoughts with a strong dose of common sense. Gillian turned, surprised to see her favourite aunt. Aunt Agatha rarely ventured outside. Afraid her aunt could read her thoughts, Gillian pretended to misunderstand. What would not be prudent? Coming out in this weather? Aunt Agatha was a petite woman dressed in regal purple wool, who appeared frailer than she truly was. Her strength was in the alert intelligence of her eyes. She wore a fox fur hat on top of the turban she favoured, this one being purple that matched her coat and scarf. It was Aunt Agatha who had sponsored Gillian's first season in London when she'd met Wright. "You know what I'm talking about," her aunt said, "and it isn't the weather." Gillian wanted to pretend she didn't understand. She also wanted to change the subject. She glanced up the path, expecting to see servants with a sedan chair, and seeing none, went on the attack. "Did you walk down here?" she demanded. "I did," her aunt said, offended at anyone questioning her actions, as Gillian had known she would be. "I have 2 legs." "Legs that beg you to have care. Do you wish to fall again? It's a steep walk." The irritation in Gillian's voice was real. "That it is," her aunt agreed. "But coming here would bring me to the one place where I might catch you alone and have a stern word or two." Her gaze drifted over to Andres and the horse. "Pretty filly. I take it our Spanish friend is the master of horses, too." "Apparently," Gillian said. She pretended nonchalance. Her aunt slid a glance in her direction. "Don't try to humbug me, girl. I helped your mother change your nappies. I can read every thought that passes across your face, and when I say it would be very unwise to carry forth with what you have in mind, I'm not talking about the mare, but the stallion." Meaning Andres. Gillian felt the usual flash of alarm whenever she was caught doing or even thinking something she shouldn't. But she also felt a flare of temper. Ever since she'd left Wright last summer, she'd had the run of Huntley to herself. She'd served as her cousin's household manager, and few had told her what to do or what to think. After years of living with her husband's parents, the haughty Marquis and Marchioness of Atherstone, while Wright had been off to war, the freedom had been heaven. She would not allow a host of people to poke their noses in her business. She didn't answer to any of them. She was 26, old enough to know her own mind. "Oh, granted he is handsome," Aunt Agatha continued when Gillian didn't reply immediately. "All those Latin men are. Even a woman my age becomes a little giddy looking at them. However, they are no..."